good community on that. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, there you go. He's like, what?
Go ahead and call this work session to order. Our regular scheduled council meeting will start at 6:30. First on the work session agenda, we'll have a report from our attorney, Grace. We do have one question for you before we get to the report. Came up in our work session with our department heads. We have a parade, a Christmas parade, and one of the departments wants to have a float in it. It doesn't have a city vehicle, they want to use a personal vehicle. Is there any kind of liability insurance that we need? Does the city's liability insurance cover that? How would you address this?
I'd ask your insurance adjuster to see if it covers that situation, and I'd make sure that it does, because if they're driving their private vehicle but operating in the scope of their duties for the city, someone could take an issue with that.
Okay. All right, we'll go that route.
I did want to just notify you all about the resolution authorizing the settlement of certain litigation that's in your packets for tonight. This was a litigation handled by Dent originally, and it involves the Lakestone development, a subdivision where the roads, the final seal coat was not done. So that needs to be done, and maybe there's some other damage to the road as well. So we filed suit to get some money back from the developer. The individual, Brett Wingford, was dismissed from the litigation. That left the LLC to try to pay it. We've gotten confirmation from the attorney for the developer that the LLC has no assets, hasn't filed taxes since 2018. So we're in the position of trying to settle it, but there are some funds available through the submission of a bond, and we'd just like for you all to authorize the mayor, so we can work with the mayor to settle that litigation. He can sign on behalf of the city if we can reach an agreement. The trial is scheduled for early December, so we're going to try to get that resolved if we can.
Does anybody on the council have anything else for Ms. Grace? Okay, we'll move on to the mayor's report. Mayor Cost, do you have a report for us tonight?
Good evening, council and citizens. I got a report here to give you all where we've been in the last few weeks here with our projects. So, our project number one would be Main Street streetscape. The bidding for the project will be starting in January. So what that streetscape is, from Highway 25, when you cross over the railroad track, both sides of the road, all the way down to the red light, going south on 31, on the east side, which is the Cosby side, streetscape. We're going to be redoing the sidewalks. We're going to be redoing some utilities. We're going to have some trees, a lot of landscape and new parking area there. There's been a big deal trying to get our city looking better. So that's a big project that's fixing to start up. It's going to be a little nuisance to a lot of people when we start this project, so we're just going to have to maintain a little bit of pressure that we have, and let's all work together and get this beautiful project started. It's a big thing to try to get the city cleaned up, looking good. So we have another little project, which is the dumpster enclosure, which is right there on the up against the railroad track where you see those two small dumpsters. So the city is going to be building a new dumpster pad and new building facilities for the Main Street group area there. So that's a very nice dumpster pad. I know you look to your left, you see what we got now. You look to the right and you see where we're going. So that's a lot different directions. So, okay, so we got our next Main Street barrier fence. So that Main Street barrier fence is a sound wall. It's basically 8 foot tall, or run around 400 feet from the corner of where 25 is, straight down south of the railroad track. It will not go all the way to the 17th Street. It'll stop a little short of it, but that barrier fence is a heck of a wall that's ordered now. It should be starting up fairly quick. So once we get the supplies, we've got the okay from the railroad company to move forward. So that's our 10 foot that we sat and waited on for a long time. We got that to move us to the next phase. So that's a very good looking fence. So what we got now is from the buildings there at Main Street before you go over the railroad track. They're little building, you see the corner of the building? That left corner there, that's a new sidewalk that we're gonna have going from Highway 25 up against the railroad track. And then we're gonna have that retaining wall that you see there on the right. That retaining wall will go up against the dirt. We'll have lighting to light that up, and lighting to light that wall up for future a painting on the wall. So that sidewalk will go down. So one day what we're planning on doing is bringing our railroad museum people up to Highway 25, letting them out there, getting us a new sidewalk, crossing over the railroad track, going into our Main Street area in the back. That's going to be a very nice setup, especially with our new streetscape and all on Highway 25. So next is the Cosby building. We've submitted to ADM for phase 1. Phase 1 is just going to tell us basically they'll be looking at the grounds in it to see what was used in it before, to tell us the next step that what we can do with that building. So that's the first step of getting started with the Cosby building, is getting this phase 1 done. So once we get that report back, our engineer's going to send it off. So once we get that report back, then we'll be back in touch with you, trying to be ready to move on with the development of that building. I'm ready to develop the building and get it looking good. So that's one part that we got coming. So tennis and pickleball courts at Eagle Park, they're 60% complete. The painting, fencing, and drainage is remaining. So that's our new pickleball court that we have down there, and our tennis courts that we have. So we got that project's moving forward. So we got another one, this is tennis pickleball courts at Eagle Park. So that's some of the work that you can see that we've been doing in the last months of getting that prepared and ready to go. So Eagle Park lighting upgrade, replaced existing fixtures with LED fixtures. So that project is our first project that we've completed since this council has been selected and moving, and me becoming mayor. So that's a completed project. I love to see those green checks on the project report. That tells us that we're making good headway. So we'll have another one, Oliver Park paving project. I know all of you's been down to Oliver Park and parked there in those areas, and it's been gravel for many years. But the council's provided us the money to move forward with the paving project. If you look at that check mark, it says project complete. So that's another complete project. I love seeing that, and that was really a good enhancement to our park, is taking care of that. So Oliver Park Veterans Memorial. So we, in this last budget, we budgeted money to come up with us a memorial place for our veterans. So if you'll look at that, we've installed 3 flags. That's our starting point. So we are moving forward. We're getting our veterans taken care of. It's behind the library where we have the string lighting and the walking trails. That's becoming our Veterans Park area. So this little report on that. So George Roy Park lighting upgrade. Replaced existing fixtures with LED fixtures. So that's over at George Roy. See the green check? I love that. That makes us look good seeing the green check on it. So that project is complete. Big projects, Rolling Hills, RV lot expansion. We demoed the buildings that was up there. We done them up. We're cleaning up. We're getting ready to put 30 additional RV parking lots up there. It's a very unique place, and the parking, these campers, our campground has been one of the most and one of the best to produce the volume of money for the city. It really does great. So that's just a little highlight of what we do in there. We'll have power, we'll have water, we'll have sewer, we'll have the streets. So that's all going our way. Rolling Hills pickleball lighting. So we 50% complete. We got the poles, we got the wiring and all there. We're just a little bit having a green check on that. So traffic signal, Highway 70, County Road 42. The bid has been awarded for that. We're looking at probably completion date December 2026. The reason for the delay is the equipment and stuff has to be on hand. It's just taking time to get there. So that's some of the things that we got going. Traffic signal, Highway 31, County Road 16. We're waiting on AlDOT to give us their approval. So that's just right here where we're having all those accidents. So that seems to be going. One other thing that's not on this list is we have a bus that we've been using, and it's been sitting for a long time down where we have our rental for some campers and different vehicles. So I'd like to donate that to the Main Street, that bus. We had it for surplus, but we never did get anywhere with it. And Main Street asked what we were gonna do with it. And I'd like for the council and us to give that bus to Main Street, and them come in and do the paperwork and get the title in their name. So I know it was a quick scope that I run through here tonight. There's a lot that we've done, and we got a lot more to get done on, and we're moving in the right direction for things like that. I know just everyone just keep looking around, and they'll see the activities that's happening. So thank you very much, council and citizens.
Mr. Mayor, would you like us to take action on the van tonight, or?
I don't think it requires no action.
Okay. So next we'll go through our council member reports. We'll start with council member Turner.
Thank you. We discussed during our department heads meeting earlier regarding the house on Woodbine, that we would, instead of burning it, that we would dismantle it. Would you give us a little bit more information on that, Reggie?
Well, I don't know if we're gonna dismantle it. Like I said, we're talking to Grace to see, this is the, what you call about today, Grace, was making sure everything's legal. If we do not find, and we cannot find the person to get it, it's not as easy as just going to cut grass. So if we did, once Grace and I get together and figure out everything that we've done, we still got a few things we've got to do to make sure we're clear. I think I called you back today, but we hadn't talked, so still got a few things to get clear on that as far as when we can do it and what we're going to do if somebody doesn't do it. So just legalities, we'll make sure we're covered.
So Grace, what is a possible timeline? I mean, I know you've already reached out to the property owner, correct?
I believe they've sent a certified
Yes.
letter to the last address in the tax records. You also have to post the notice on the property itself. Last time we talked, I don't think that had been done
Not
yet.
yet.
And then I probably would just do a little bit more just to make sure that you're covered, because you are going to be taking down someone's property. But we've satisfied one of the two requirements in your ordinance so far.
Okay, so when we get all of that accomplished, though, we have decided that it cannot be burned because we cannot burn the property, is that right?
Well, it just refers to, taking it down and removing it in your ordinance. I think the burning had to do with some environmental issues and concerns. So it's not an issue of kind of from the ordinance side, but I think you guys had some concerns about actually burning the property. Yeah, the fire, yeah,
So our solution, though, for the rodents is that we will possibly put out bids to get someone to contract out to what is it, to get rid of the rodents.
Eradicate them?
Yeah, right, before it's taken down, correct? So that the property owners that are near that property don't have to suffer through trying to get rid of all those rodents.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, that's all I have. Thank you.
Councilmember Bond?
Yeah, so one thing, we had the World Series 2 weekends ago, and wanted to give kudos to our park and rec workers. They did a great job. I know a lot of our council members, the mayor was out of town, but he was there this last weekend. But just wanted to thank them. Nothing but compliments from the players' parents, the tournament director, umpires, you name it. Also, I want to give them kudos for getting on some maintenance items that we discovered while we were there. All that's been completed also. So planning and zoning, just a couple of notes here. Our Holiday Inn Express is looking to be completed the first quarter of 2026. Home 2 Suites, they've already received their certificate of occupancy, so they're open for business. Also, the Pediatric Dental Associates, which is right there on Limestone Marketplace, they're open for business now. Dollar General on 22 and George Roy is open. And then getting kicked back off is the little strip mall there across from Marvin's. So anxious to see that to get going and see what kind of business that can bring for us. Other than that, on the agenda tonight about, what is that, 2025-03, our public hearing is a lot going from an R1 to a B2. And what that is to bring is an art gallery, which would also have gifts, and they'll offer a gathering place also, plus some glamour. So that's what we got going on there. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilmember Morgan?
Yes. First, I would like to go back and thank the Rotary Club and the different ones for the putting up this sign and the advertisement for the 2A state champion of 2005. A lot of people was able to pass by and see it on the football field on the marquee. So that was a wonderful thing to see that take place, and maybe we can utilize the marquee for more advertisement of different things that takes place within the school and athletes. Also, we're going to discuss resolution 2025-59. It was a road resurfacing bid. There was a lower bid from Central Alabama Asphalt Construction in the price of $269,720.16, which is the lowest bid, which will be discussed in the meeting. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilmember Davis?
Yes, I wanted to give another special recognition to Parks and Rec after hosting the Softball World Series. Like Councilmember Glenn said, great event, great turnout. If anybody went out there, there's a lot of people out, so it's great to see that in our city. Other thing from Parks and Recs, right now we have spring registration opening on December 15th, and that's for baseball, softball, and soccer. And that's all I have.
Councilmember Byers?
Thank you. I wanted to give a report for the fire department. For the month of October, they were dispatched to 280 calls. And on the agenda tonight, sir, we have the request to purchase a couple vehicles, and the need for that is we have had a couple vehicles get damaged, so we need to consider replacing that. Plus, I want to give kudos to the police department. We are getting applications, and it's looking promising that by this time next year, we'll be fully staffed. That's all I have, sir.
All right, thank you. Just a couple things from me. There's 3 things on the agenda tonight that are in the wheelhouse of the Finance Committee. We have all of which will be public hearings. The first one is ordinance number 2025-13. That's going to be a public hearing to hear recommendations to change our gross A receipts threshold on our business licenses. That will go into effect for January of 2026. That would just be a way for the city to get some increased business license revenue due to our flat sales tax revenue that we're experiencing now. Ordinance number 2025-14, that's going to be an ordinance that would remove the early pay and on-time tax discount. And the same thing for 2025-15, just in regards to our lodging tax. This would go into effect 2026 February, which would be, the returns will be due in March. So that's, no action is going to be taken on those tonight. We'll have 2 public hearings on them. We just want to kind of brief you all on what those were about. So that's all I had to report tonight. We do have Mr. Rice here. We've got about 6 minutes, so I can put you in the regular scheduled meeting if you need more time. All right, you want to step forward?
Thanks, Mr. President. If I can't say it in 6 minutes, y'all probably don't want to hear it. So, Mr. President, Council, Mayor, appreciate y'all giving me the opportunity to speak tonight. Had some great conversations and was able to facilitate a meeting with some city officials and some folks on a very promising project that I think y'all will be seeing a lot more of coming forward. My name is Alan Rice. I represent Master Solutions, which is a minority and veteran-owned consulting and government affairs firm. We operate in Central Alabama, lobby before the Alabama legislature, cities and counties, but we also represent government organizations, nonprofits, and for-profit entities in a variety of different ways. We are excited about the energy that we see in Calera. My connections with Calera go back to the early 90s when I was actually brought down to teach an EMT class at the fire station right across the road. We trained about 25 folks. Y'all were predominantly a volunteer department at that time. It's been a lot of fun to watch Calera grow and see the things that you've added over the years. About 25 years ago, I had the honor of working closely with a guy in the ATF who's now your police chief. And I think you got a fantastic one. And then I don't remember how many years ago, we had a young man join us. I was working at the Hoover Fire Department at the time. He was a sharp guy, and I wanted him to go away because I didn't want to have to compete with him on promotional tests. And luckily, he became your fire chief. So I want to compliment y'all on the staff that you've developed and also the community amenities. Master Solutions is interested in partnering with you if that would serve the needs of the city and the plans that you have. We see Calera about to go through an evolutionary process that other cities have gone through, where you have land available, you have desirable living conditions, you have great access, and people want to be here. And that's going to translate into a lot of commercial projects, a lot of opportunities for you from a regulatory standpoint. And we'd love to have more in-depth conversations with you about how we can be the city's representative in some of those opportunities. We don't replace employees. We don't push people aside. We're a team member. We like to think of ourselves as kind of a Swiss Army knife. When somebody comes up with a head scratcher, or there's an opportunity, or you have a question, give us a phone call. That's what we're there for. We appreciate your time tonight. I don't know where I am on my 6 minutes, but I don't want to run over the clock, get thrown out here. Thank you all very much for the opportunity. I do want to give proper credit to our founder and president, Darrell Perkins. Darrell served honorably in the United States Marine Corps out of high school in Birmingham, came home, became a Birmingham firefighter, began to work on city council campaigns in the city of Birmingham, and later was employed by Mr. Arthur Davis. Many of you remember that name, served 8 years in the United States Congress. Darrell was Mr. Davis's district director for his entire 8 years in Congress, and when he did not seek re-election, Darrell put his shingle out in 2010 and has been operating in the government affairs space since then. He takes the lead on the lobbying side. I take the lead on the municipal services side, where we work together to make sure that our clients are benefited to the greatest extent. So we love the opportunity to sit and talk some more. We don't feel like that would be beneficial. And I'd answer any questions that anybody might have. All right. I appreciate y'all very much.
Thank you so much for coming to speak to us tonight. Thank you. So our regular scheduled meeting will start at 6:30. Got a couple minutes here. Yeah, Dee, come on up from Main Street.
Yes, I just want to make a quick reminder and announcement to everybody that this Saturday is the tree lighting and the kickoff of our Festival of Tree season. So I know the mayor will be there. All of you guys are welcome, as well as the citizens. The middle school choir is going to be singing for that, and we'll be lighting that Christmas tree at 6 o'clock on Saturday.
And that's in the pavilion?
Under the pavilion, yes.
Thank you. At 6:30, we'll call the council meeting to order. We have Pastor Ben Nelson here from Blood Baptist Church. He'll step forward and lead us in a word of prayer and the pledge of allegiance.
Let's pray together. Father, we just thank you for the city that we call home, for the people, for the families, for the neighborhoods, and for the stories that make clear what it is. You've placed us here on purpose, so tonight we ask for your wisdom, not the kind that comes from agendas or pressure, but the kind that is pure, peace-loving, considerate, and full of mercy. Would you give us eyes to see every person in the city as an image bearer? Give us ears that listen before speaking. Give us hearts that seek the good of our neighbor before the good of ourselves. As decisions are made tonight, let them be rooted in justice, guided by compassion, and shaped by truth. Make us a community that lifts one another up, cares for the vulnerable, and refuses to let division have the final word. Teach us to build a city where tables are longer than fences, and where unity is stronger than fear, and here where hope can grow in every street and school and home. So Lord, may your word remind us in Jeremiah that we seek the peace and the prosperity of our city, where you've placed us, because this city prospers, we will also prosper. So help us to be people who work for that peace, who plant goodness, who build community, and who pray for the flourishing of every neighbor. Would you bless our mayor, our council members, our city leaders with clarity, humility, and courage. Bless our city workers, our teachers, our first responders, and every person who serves quietly and faithfully. And God, would you bless the people of Clear, that we may flourish together. May everything done in this room tonight bring honor to you and for the good of your people. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. Is there a pledge? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor Tim. All right, the first item on tonight's agenda is to approve the regular minutes from our November 3rd meeting. Do I hear a motion and a second to approve and dispense the reading of those minutes?
I'll make a motion.
I'll say.
All right, we have a motion and a second. We'll do a roll call. Councilmember Turner,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Byers,
Yes.
I'm a yes. All right, next we need to approve the minutes from our special called meeting that was on October 20th, 2025. Do I hear a motion to approve and dispense those readings?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. We'll roll call. Turner,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Byers,
Yes.
I'm a yes. Okay, next on the agenda, we have ordinance number PZ 2025-03. You heard Councilmember Blunt outline what that is. This is a public hearing. Before we open the public hearing, is there any discussion from the council on this rezoning request? Okay, at this time, we'll open up the public hearing. If you're here to speak on this piece of property being rezoned, please step up to the mic. State your name and address. You'll be given 3 minutes to speak. You have one opportunity to speak on this matter.
Hello, my name is Patty Simpson. Am I supposed to give the address of the property or my phone, please?
You can do, you're the property owner.
Not at present. We're under contract to buy it if it is
You can do
changed.
the property, it's not.
That's 8661 Highway 31. It's by the church going southbound in Calera. And we are looking to make it an elevated art gallery and gift shop and gathering space. Currently, we have some gathering spaces in Calera. They're rather large, and you bring everything and do it yourself. We're going to offer a curated experience. And the gift store will be generally operated. We're going to have a salon. That's the glamour part he was talking about. The clients will generally be our customers, I think, and some online orders. So I don't really think that traffic will be an issue. That seemed to come up a lot last time. And the reason I gave this is because public speaking is not my thing. So I'm really hoping that you guys got this.
We did, we received a copy.
Good. So if you have any questions that I can answer to jump off on this, that would be helpful.
All right. Does the council have any questions? Okay. I think we're good. If you want to take a seat, if there's anyone else here to speak on that matter, we'll allow them an opportunity to speak. Okay, looks like there's no one else here to speak on this matter. We'll close the public hearing. Council to act on this tonight, we will need unanimous consent.
I'll move for unanimous consent.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. We'll roll call on Turner,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Byers.
Yes.
I'm a yes. Okay. Now let's take a motion to adopt.
I'll move to adopt.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. We'll roll call Turner,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Byers.
Yes.
All right. Congratulations, your property is now rezoned. All right, next on the agenda is ordinance number 2025-13. This is a public hearing as well. We mentioned it in the work session. This would be amending ordinance number 2013-06. This is a tiered approach to our business license cap for our Schedule A gross receipts. For any discussion from the council before we open up this public hearing? All right, at this time, we'll open up the public hearing. If you're here to speak on this matter, please step to the mic, state your name and address. You'll have 3 minutes to speak and 1 opportunity to speak on this matter. All right, if there's no one here to speak on this matter, we will close that public hearing. No action is going to be taken on this tonight from the council. We'll have a second public hearing on December 1st. Next item on the agenda is 2025-14. This is also a public hearing. This is going to be changing our sales tax discount, removing that for early pay and on-time pay of the taxes. Is there any discussion from the council before we open up the public hearing? All right, at this time, we'll open up the public hearing. Same rules apply as I mentioned earlier, so if you're here to speak on that matter, please step forward. All right. If there's no one here on that matter, we'll close the public hearing. Again, no action will be taken on this ordinance tonight. It will be on our 12-1 agenda for us to take action on. The next item on the agenda is ordinance number 2025-15. Very similar to the previous ordinance. This one just relates to lodging tax. So it will be removing the on-time and early pay discount on our lodging taxes. Is there any discussion from the council on this matter before we open the public hearing? All right, at this time, the public hearing is open for ordinance number 2025-15. If you're here to speak on that, please step forward with the same rules that were outlined earlier. Okay, if no one's here to speak on that, we will close the public hearing. And again, no action will be taken on that. It will be on our 12-1 agenda for us to take action on. The next item on the agenda is our police department purchasing 2 patrol cars. You heard Councilmember Byers outline that earlier in our work session. Is there any discussion from the council on that matter? Okay. If not, we'll need a motion and a second to approve that purchase.
I'll motion to approve it. I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. We'll roll call Turner,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Byers.
Yes.
I'm a yes. Next, we have resolution number 2025-58. This is a resolution authorizing the mayor to settle certain litigation. Is there any discussion from the council on this? If not, we'll need a motion and a second to approve this resolution.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. We'll roll call Turner,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Byers.
Yes.
Yes. Next, we have resolution number 2025-59. We heard from Councilmember Morgan earlier in our work session on accepting the bid for resurfacing the streets. Is there any discussion from the council on this matter? If not, we'll need a motion and a second.
I motion that we move forward.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. We'll roll call Turner,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Byers.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Next, the mayor has made an appointment to the Planning and Zoning Board. I believe that was Tammy Smith. was that appointment. As a council, we just need to recognize his appointment. So to hear a motion on that.
I'll make a motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Just need a roll call. Turner?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Byers?
Yes.
Yes. All right, next on the agenda, we have some guests here to speak with us. Anna McIntyre and Kinsley Broadhead, are y'all here? All right, please step forward. You're on the agenda, so you'll have 5 minutes to speak.
Okay, awesome. Good evening, everyone. My name is Anna McIntyre, and I'm currently a secondary instructional coach with Shelby County Schools, but I'm a former Calera High School teacher and a proud resident of the city of Calera, and it's an honor to be here tonight, so thank you guys so much for your time. And I still am very, very blessed to be able to be a part of our students through First Priority, a student-led Christian club. And I'm here tonight with one of my student leaders, Ms. Kinsley Broadhead, about a vision that God's put on her heart to help the community and students in need. So I'll give her the floor.
I just wanted to first say how thankful I am to just be here and get to talk to y'all about the things I'm passionate about. I wanted to organize this fun run for kids in need to put them into extracurricular activities. I understand the struggles with being a student athlete. I grew up in a house of 5 with a 1-income family, so we just struggled a lot with that. And I know how much teens in that community can help someone. I'm sorry, I'm not a good poet.
You're doing great.
And she got
You're doing awesome.
I just want to give every kid in our community the same opportunities. Just based off their financial needs shouldn't determine what they get put into.
And so what we're proposing is just a local run that's going to start at the high school, giving a 1 mile or a 5K option. And an idea that we came up with and we've talked about is a color run. And it would be completely open to the community, just students, but open to families, kids of all ages, adults, would sign up through My School Bucks, through Calera High School. And the funds would go towards, and the admin at Calera High School has approved this, and the counseling department is going to help with the allocation of the funds, but just as a discount on those spirit packs, which if y'all have kids that have played sports or been part of extracurriculars, just giving a discount for that, so that a kid can, be a part of something that they're passionate about without having to worry as much about the financial struggle or the barrier with that. And we're asking for help, and Chief Heitch, thank you so much for your patience and communicating so clearly with us through this, getting us to this point to be able to speak with all you guys. But some things that we would probably need help with is just some police department support with traffic, sectioning off. We want to start at the high school, and then a route that you guys would think would be most conducive for, traffic flow. And we're thinking about Saturday, April 4th. Yeah, Saturday, April 4th. The Saturday after that is the high school spring musical, and the Strawberry Festival would be the weekend after that. So the weekend looks pretty open, but we would love just some community support as far as logistics goes. We're hoping to have a great turnout and to raise some money and maybe help with some advertising as well.
Okay. I'm assuming you've been working with Chief, you're good on, can you help coordinate the route and that kind of thing with them?
Yeah, what we had talked about, did you get my email earlier today, is getting with the Parks Department. I'd kind of like to put my heads together with the Parks Department and probably Public Works too, about maybe getting barriers and that sort of thing. We have supported a run in the past. It's at one of the wineries, and typically they do everything except provide the traffic security. This is going to be a little more involved though. This is the first time. I've actually put a run on before for a nonprofit, and it's not easy. But yeah, I think we need to pick the route, and then I'd like for us to jointly work with the Parks Department and probably Public Works as well, just to make sure that we have everything we need, and once we figure the route out, they've already got the school on board, which is a big help too.
And I planned a color run in another community as well, so, but going through my school bucks, and we wouldn't have to hire a vendor to do the bibs or the timers or anything like that. It would just be, for a good cause.
So it's not gonna be like a certified
Right.
5K? Okay,
Yes.
that makes it much easier.
Yes, it does, it does. I've done that, and it's a headache, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we would start at the school and maybe, hopefully, with the 1 mile and the 5K, somehow loop around and end at the school, in front of the school as well, in that front parking lot.
And it'd be a school sanctioned event. Okay. So you just need help from traffic control and barriers and that kind of thing. Okay. Sounds like our guys can help you with that.
Yeah.
All right. Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you.
We also had some guests sign in on the tablet in the back. So we have the girls' basketball team this year. Thank you.
Sorry, they had to go ahead and step out. This is Benicia Jenkins, our Clear basketball booster vice president. My name is Sunny Green. I am the treasurer of the Booster Club. We just wanted to tell y'all thank you, Mr. Mobley, Mayor Cost, the whole city council. Thank y'all for the advertising, for the alumni game, and also the donations for purchasing the washer for the basketball program. We just wanted to tell y'all thank you, and we appreciate everything that y'all do for the program.
Awesome. Thank you for coming by. We appreciate that. Thanks for all y'all do for the community as well.
Thank you.
We also had one more person sign in, Ms. Peyton Dean.
Good evening, council members and mayor. My name is Peyton Dean. I actually live in the Summer Shake subdivision in Calera, and I wanted to bring an issue to the council tonight. I'm here this evening because my neighbor has placed a shed in his front yard on our property line. According to the city ordinance 6.1.1, accessory structures must be situated 5 foot or more from the property line. This close proximity not only breaks the city ordinance, but I feel is also devaluing to my property's value. I do not feel confident that when we sell our home in the future, we'll be able to exceed market value, given the shed's placement so close to our property. In past attempts to talk to my neighbor, he has demonstrated he is unreceptive to communication with us. My husband and I are active tax members and paying citizens of the city of Calera. Our children go to the schools here. We play rec sports here. We go to Collectivist Church. So we're active members of Calera, and our neighborhood unfortunately does not have an HOA to help us with this matter. So I'm really here asking the city of Calera members and the mayor tonight to enforce the city ordinance that requires my neighbor to move the shed off the property line. And I brought pictures as well to show the shed in relation to the property line.
Stephanie.
Ms. Grace, on this issue here, where will we start at?
Well, I think we need to review this ordinance, she's saying, and if there's any opportunity for us to enforce it. Usually borderline disputes are between two individual private property owners, so unless we have authority in the ordinance to fine or otherwise take action, we would not get involved. So we'll take a look at the ordinance, she's saying.
Any other questions from the council?
I'd like to talk to Reggie for a second. Reggie, are you aware of any of this been going on?
There's been and I don't know if this is the one a while back, and I can say a while back, a couple of weeks ago, that was brought up about that. Like Ms. Gray said, most of the time that's a civil thing. If people come and ask about it, we make sure that they're off the property line, they have to present a survey. So just if I was just go out there and look at it, I might see a fence right there. Most of the time the fence is there, but the fence isn't always that. And I've had people say, you can't prove this is a property line, or we can't find the stakes. So somebody will have to do a survey to make sure it is state. I've done them before, and the person actually says, I didn't know that, and scooted over, but most of the time, it's usually not a pleasant visit, so to speak. It's like, we've got it here, you gotta do this, and I'm not getting the survey, and that's when it gets into the legal part. I never took one to court for that, but I can.
So this building is a structural building, it's already built.
Is it one that they, a lot of the buildings now, they just say a 10 by 10 or something, they come out there and put like a lawnmower shed, or is it stick built?
It looks like a shed, like he ordered it delivered
Right.
pallet.
A little metal shed that
It's
people put a
wooden.
lawnmower. Yeah, that needs to go. First time I saw that picture. And actually, I want to say, and I'm not positive about this, but I want to say that the accessory structures have to be in the back. But it may be worded where they can't be in the front, which this is the side. So we look at that with Grace also and see how that is worded. But yeah, that one should be somewhere in the backyard. I mean, just looking at it.
Yeah, I think it depends on our enforcement authority, because typically private property, we just have to look and see what your ordinance allows and what authority we have.
So council, and you, we'll look at this problem in the morning, right off the bat, so, we'll be in touch with you to let you know. We need to make sure we got a contact number for you all, and we'll be in contact with y'all immediately.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor, that should be, honestly, just looking at that the way it is. After I talk to Grace, if everything's, if I can do that, I would say a certified letter, they get the letter, they move it. That might be the easiest part of it, because it shouldn't be there.
Okay.
And as far as looks or anything, even for the neighbors, that right there is not a good look.
All right, thank you. Want to confirm with the clerk, we have any more guests? All right. That's all on the agenda. We'll need a motion and a second to adjourn.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.